I am jamesiajohnai, the wealth creator. I show people how to use other people's money to pay their mortgage, create cash flow, generate generational wealth, and protect their assets. Welcome to the fourth video in awesome August of week 1, focused on entrepreneurship and business, right? So day 1, I talks about why I became an entrepreneur. Day 2, I talks about the top 3 things that I've learned from my millionaire mentor. Day 3, I talks about 3 things I learned from my CEO, Patrick Bet-David, about what it takes to be, the top 3 things that all CEOs need, right? I'm a CEO, right? And then today, talking about something so I remember when I didn't have money, right, for a business. And I'm going to talk about what I did, right? So when I first, as a little girl growing up, I used to watch Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, right? So if you remember that, and I can't think of the name of the host, but I used to watch Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and I still have dreams and goals. I've picked my dreams back up. Sometimes we put our dreams down, encountered some dream killers, but I've picked my dreams back up, and I still have time to see the fruits of my labor and my dream come true. My dreams come true as long as I properly position myself and continue to move forward and do things that I should do. So I remember my first job. I worked for a company called North Burgents. They closed due to bankruptcy. So I worked there for a year and a half. Great boss, all of that great stuff. But I'm in the unemployment line. I saw the end coming. So I had actually applied for another job, interviewed for another job. I got the job. I won't even say love. I respected my boss so much. I liked my boss so much. I respected my boss. And love, not in a sense like that. My boss took great care of me. Didn't know how to tell him. Didn't know how to quit. Right? So, it just so happened, because whatever year this was, it has to be like July 1st or something like that. July 1st, 2004 was our last day. And my first day at the new company was July 5th or something like that, right? But my experience as far as working a job, for my very first job, my experience was there's no such thing as job security, right? My father worked a job for 25 years plus, retired from that job. So my whole childhood through college, etc., my dad retired once I graduated from college. That job security for people born in the 40s, 50s, 60s is not necessarily the same as people born in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, right? So here come these things with business opportunities. And the first thing was, I'm thinking, okay, I want to be in business. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I can do this. Don't know nothing about business. Don't have that together, right? Watch the first 3 videos about things that I've learned now. But then comes the money aspect. So many of us go into business and we don't want to invest in certain things. There is no business that can be started for free. I don't care if I decide to start baking cookies. I have to go out and buy flour, eggs, sugar, butter, salt. I have to go out and buy the ingredients for these cookies. If I'm going to sell these cookies, I have to package them some sort of way. Whether I'm putting it in a Ziploc bag, a pretty bag, or whatever. If I'm smart and I'm going to brand and label my business so people know who I am, I'm going to pay for labels and custom packaging, right? So there's no business, whether it's a side hustle or a business, that I can start without some seed capital, without money, right? So a lot of people will let money, and I was one of those people, keep them from achieving their business goals. I want to start this business, but I don't have the startup costs. I want to start this business, but you know, I have these bills and other things going on, so I'm gonna keep this little money that I have saved. And it's like, cool, right? But then one of the things that we have to think about is, if I'm in my 30s, if I'm in my 40s, I've been working a job for 5-10 years, and I'm in a position where I don't have $500 available to start a business, invest in a business. If I continue to live the way that I'm living, what's going to change in the next 10 to 15 years, right? So I remember a time when I didn't have money for business, and then I did this. I came to the realization that I have to invest. I have to spend money in order to make money, right? Many successful entrepreneurs, when they start to get revenue in their business, if we can think coffee shop, life insurance business, whatever it is, they reinvest money into their business. Why do I reinvest money into my business? The more I can focus on marketing, the more I can focus on branding, the more I can focus on advertising, the more money I can reinvest into my business, I should see a greater return of investment, ROI, based on what I put into my business. So I remember when I didn't have money for business, but then it's like, Jamesia, if you don't have the money now, when will you get the money? If you keep living the way that you're living, what's going to change if you don't start this business, create this additional stream of income? So what I had to do, I had to sacrifice, right? When it comes to buying a new pair of shoes, clothes, eating out, doing certain things, we don't think twice about it. When it comes to starting a business that has the potential to not only change our lives, but change the lives of our children and future generations, some of us will say, well, you know, I don't have it, I can't do it, I can't spend it. You're not spending, you're investing. You're investing in the opportunity to change your life and make additional income, right? So once I started to, so it was basically a mindset shift, sacrificing mindset shift. I just had a call with a woman the other day. She's going to help me improve some things when it comes to my business, and also share with me ways that I can create additional passive income based on what I already have established. I'm going to invest in that. Some people will say, well, you know, I don't know if I want to invest in that for my business, and then wonder why their business is stagnant or their business isn't growing. Purpose of being in business, right, is to have some revenue, cash flow, but we also want to see growth. If I sold 100 cakes this year, my goal may be to sell 125 next year, 150 the year after that. Part of that is going to require me to reinvest in my business, whether it is on the branding, marketing, or advertising side, focused on the sales side, money generating activity side of the business, right? So I remember when I didn't have money for business, didn't want to reinvest in my business, even as an entrepreneur for the last 6 years now, having my own business, thinking, I don't want to pay for that course, or I don't know, but it's like, this course is going to teach me something to help me learn how to do something. As long as I implement, right, and take action, I should see a return on investment, ROI, from my investment in this course. So I take all types of courses on Eventbrite, wherever I can, to learn more about entrepreneurship, real estate, etc., right? So then when I'm working with a client and I'm sitting down with a client and we're talking about my fee, and it takes me 15 minutes to do something that it may take an individual 3-4 weeks or months to do, it's because I've invested in myself, I've invested in my business, I had a mindset shift, right? And I'm willing to sacrifice, right? If my advertising budget is $1,000, I should be making $10,000 plus. If my advertising budget is $10,000, I should be making $50,000 plus that year, right? But if I say I'm gonna hold on to this money, and you know, I need this, and I don't continue to invest into my business, I'm going to see my profits flatten out. So that's my thing. I remember when I didn't have money, and it wasn't that I didn't have money. The money was there. I just didn't have the right mindset and understand the needs to sacrifice for my business to get to where I want to be financially when it comes to my financial goals. So I'm jamesiajohnai, the wealth creator. I show people how to use other people's money to pay their mortgage, create cash flow, generate generational wealth, and protect their assets. Like this video, love the video, share this video. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're in my group, sorry, can't share the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell a family member, tell a friend, bring them along, engage with me, comment, reach out to me. Link to my website is on the bottom of the screen. Have an